So you worked with and wrote for Paul Mooney, right?
Yes.
What was that experience like?
Well, I found him brilliant, and I was in shock of his quickness and his awareness of everything. I mean, it could be because I was so unconscious and he was so conscious.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It was interesting to me that he could think, because I was always so high and paranoid and going like this. I look like a wire hanger. No more wire hang. I mean, I look like a hummingbird.
Oh, how
And
funny. I can
he's like
totally see it.
he's like this calm Crevassier guy, because he loved his Crevassier and he loved, what did he drink? He drank champagne. He always drank champagne on stage. He just
Yeah.
loved it. And I'm the opposite. I'm the energy bunny. I was attracted to uppers and he was attracted to not uppers. Okay. So I was very in awe of Paul. I was also scared of him because of things that he would say, because I didn't get it right away. I went, he scares me. I think I love him, because it reminded me of my ex-plaintiff because he was scary. So psychologically, I was very attracted to that. I never dated anybody other than Michael. And I didn't date, of course, Paul, because I was also very close with his wife. But I was very in awe of his talent. I was very in awe of his talent. And I just was amazed that he would even talk to me, never mind want to hang out with me. I even had a cable show that he did many, many times in those years, in the 80s. So it was just I felt very blessed that I was in his energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that energy.
And all the time, every day for 7 years, all the time, day and night.
That's amazing. So when did he say, "Hey, Pebbles, can you write for me?" When
it came very nonchalant. It came maybe after 3.5, maybe 4 years. Eddie Murphy had called him. Eddie, by the way, had invited me many times to his house to party, him and Arsenio Hall, but I didn't go because I didn't like his energy. I'm just being no, I didn't like his energy. And it could be that I was paranoid, but I didn't like Eddie's energy.
I don't know. Maybe you just didn't like his energy because you liked Paul's energy. You didn't like his energy.
Paul was very, he thought about everything that he said before he said it. He wasn't impulsive. I'm the opposite. But you can't have two impulsive people together.
It's a mess.
and Eddie was very talented. Please, many times Paul and I would sit in the front row when we'd go to his concerts and stuff, because he would treat us. And he of course, because Paul wrote for Eddie also. Paul wrote for everybody. So he was in awe of me only because I was always with Paul, not because I was fabulous, but because I was always with Paul, he was in awe of me. All of them were in awe of me only because I was with Paul. Because I felt I haven't really proven myself yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now I have proved myself. But in those days, I just started, Like, I think you're new the first 7 years, man, of comedy.
Oh, at least. Absolutely.
If not the first 10. And when
the first 10. Yeah.
I think you need history in your bones and in your cells to become ownership of your abilities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what did you talk about on the stage when you first started? Did you talk about the plaintiff, ex-plaintiff?
I talked about giving birth and about my ex-plaintiff and how in those days, because they didn't have the words PTSD, they just had the word mean, MEAN.
Yes.
They didn't have PTSD, LGBTQ. There were no initials, just Bank of America. That was the only A's I knew, and Alcoholics Anonymous. Those were the only A's I knew,
Yes.
So my ex-plaintiff had served in Vietnam, and I think he must have gotten PTSD, probably from his upbringing.
Yeah.
Here, the dad wasn't all that great. And when he was growing up, he wasn't that great. And from Vietnam, because he was a rageaholic, just a rageaholic. And it took nothing for him to go from 0 to 360 degrees. It took 2 seconds.
Well, that sounds more like borderline personality disorder. They can go from one extreme to another. I'm very familiar with that because I experienced it with someone. So they can go from one thing to another. And the abuse is a consequence of that. And there's, of course, not everybody who has BPD is an abuser, but I'm saying that, they can't control their feelings, their emotions. And so that's,
Well, I
if,
would beg my ex-plaintiff to take drugs or to drink, do something, but he didn't.
right. Yeah.
And because he didn't, he was even more, he was so angst, he was just so angst. And, I couldn't figure out how a woman can give birth like I did to two beautiful children. And I bring life to this earth, but I can't fix the one I'm with.
Right.
The life I have with me. It just didn't make any sense to me.
I hear you.
And when I finally, the last time, he had picked me up by my neck and put me through those glass doors, in front of my kid. And my kid, by the way, used to stutter a lot. My second one, because he could never get the words out fast enough for my ex-plaintiff, So
I hear you. Oh my God.
That's when I left him that night, and I stayed left. I'd left him many times, but this is the first time I had stayed left. I left him for good and went on a train and went to Oregon. Got a restraining
order. The kids, right? You took the kids and went to Oregon.
Took the kids.
Yeah.
I left my car I went to Disneyland because I didn't know what to do. First, I didn't know I was going to go to Oregon. I just had to get away from him, and I wanted the kids to be busy and not know. I didn't want them to know what they knew.
Yeah. Right.
I had so much guilt about not being able to fix him and not being and being too fearful of leaving him. And I found out as I got sober that fear is FEAR, false evidence appearing real. That a lot of the stuff that my head told me, it had truth to it, but it wasn't all of it. It wasn't all of it. It was exaggerated by my fear.
Yep,
absolutely. It was exaggerated. So when I left him, I really was very happy.